Welcome to the Talking Diaries podcast featuring Dr. Louis Koster with John Kremer. So, there was one thing that I sort of wanted to talk about in terms of your diaries, and that is, the one section that I selected. It was
Yes,
interesting to me, and I've seen this before in what you're doing, is it often feels like a song with a
is it
chorus
really?
because you come back to the same phrase or the same idea, and then you play off of it again. And then you come back again to the phrase. I forget what the phrases were that you used. Um, I know the one thing you said a lot was there is no separate self.
Yes,
And then you also talked about allowing for the totality of what arises.
yes,
And I sort of, and you came back to that multiple times, and the idea that there's no separate self. You came back to that a number of times. So it's sort of
yes.
like it felt to me like you were singing a song.
That's
It was
interesting.
just with the nature of what you were doing because you were allowing to arise what would arise.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And so
Exactly.
you would explore something, and then you'd get to the end of the exploration, and then you would like almost begin again with a
Yeah,
slightly new
yeah,
angle. And I
yeah,
like that. I like that because I noticed that that was very, you did that through a lot of your diary entries, even from a number of years ago, where it was like you were singing a song, well, as Walt Whitman said, the song of myself.
that's exactly so. That is so beautiful, and it just brings me back to the true meaning of universe, which is the one song, and
Okay.
this is the universe speaking through me. The in my experience or in my awareness. Very interesting. That's so beautiful how you say that. Huh. Yeah.
So, anyway, I after I sent you the document, I started thinking, ah, this is very much like a song. And you keep coming back to the course, and then you sort of diverge from the course onto something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And you would often come back to the same point. Like
Yeah.
in the section that I selected, the whole idea of, that there is no separate self.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So the way I have composed the diaries is so I write. So I start out with allowing for the totality of what is arising, and then whatever is there, I make note of that. And then what I find the most powerful, or that which summarizes what got revealed in my awareness, I then take that out and then put it on top of it. Uh, so you start out with what is basically the essence of the piece. Yeah, that's great.
So, um, I'm not sure quite where you want to start, but I think it might be good to sort of introduce
Yeah,
your talking diaries
yeah, yeah, yeah,
as a way for the universe to sing to itself.
yeah. Oh, that's very beautiful the way you say that.
Well, you said
Um,
it.
Very beautiful in the way it got said. So since at some point there is what's unfolding is found in the communality. and then it no longer matters who is speaking. And there is certainly I would not have any ownership over it.
I
It's
I
just
think it would
something.
be hard to have ownership over it, although it
Yeah,
is coming through you.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. But at times it's just something that is unfolding in a conversation,
Right,
and that is what it is. So, and that is what makes it so so special. And also, what makes it so special is that you and I, we have this this amazing relationship. First off, my respect for you, and you have this curiosity for for what's real, for what is authentic, which of course you also bring to your expertise as an expert in book marketing, but as a being, as a human being, and you shared about your life prior to becoming or being an expert in book marketing, that this was pretty much your domain of inquiry or your domain of interest,
right.
since you had this practice and exploration of transcendental meditation. And but that says everything about you. It's not the transcendental meditation, it is your inquisitive nature. And it is a privilege, really, to have the opportunity to explore, because that is what this is. And to explore both what it is to be human, as well what could be said that would make a difference. So our journey started out, and that's just remarkable, is that I came to you at some point. I was struggling with a book that I had written and was published, and I was looking for ways to market the book and to have my voice be heard. And so I showed you some stuff that I had on my computer, and because we were sharing my screen, at some point you said, "Hey Louis, what is that?" And I said, "What?" And then you said, "That which I'm looking at." I said, "Oh." I said, "Well, John, these are my diaries." And then you said, "Well, let me just have a look at that." And then you said, "Well, actually, this is quite interesting. You do this every day?" I said, "Yeah." and then and then and then you said, "Well, by what I see, that is quite inspiring. And have you ever thought of publishing this?" And I said, "No." And so that was the start of my sharing my diaries with you. And now you would like to ask some questions to explore further what was written in the diaries. So
What I love about your diaries, as I just told you recently, was, that I really think of it as you singing a song. And I think that that really, because you write in the diary and you sort of explore something and then you come back to it again, sort of like a course, and you explore again. Thank you for listening to the Talking Diaries podcast featuring Dr. Louis Koster. For more information, check out louiskoster.com/talking diaries and subscribe to the Talking Diaries YouTube channel. Also, check out louiskoster.com/quiz and take the free quiz to discover more about yourself.